Human trafficking case gets murkier. Ricky Atkins, a former Florida Keys children's shelter staffer fighting a possible life sentence on federal sex trafficking charges, never copped to his alleged crimes during a September 9, 2014, recorded phone call with one of his alleged victims. "I didn't have nothing to do with you all," Atkins said during that phone conversation with one of two teenage girls who ran away from the shelter in August 2014. She told cops Atkins drove her and another shelter teen to a mainland motel and introduced them to a network of prostitution that spanned from Miami-Dade County to Tampa. The conversation was one of about 8 controlled calls recorded police and FBI agents last year that were played to a 14-member jury Wednesday in federal court in downtown Miami. All Atkins, 29, said on the calls about the time the girls, then 15 and 16 years old, were at a Cutler Bay Motel 6 was that we saw each other and I told you to go back to the shelter. The government's case against Atkins relies on prosecutors' accusation he drove the girls, who ran away from the Plantation Key shelter on August 15, 2014, to the motel to meet his partner, Sandra Simon, now a government witness who allegedly arranged multiple prostitution dates between the girls and more than a dozen adult men. The reporter/keynoter is not naming the girls because of their young age and because of the likelihood they are sexual assault victims at the hands of multiple adult men. During the controlled call, the girl was being coached on what to say by members of a joint local and federal human trafficking task force headed by the Miami-Dade County State Attorney's Office. Atkins said nothing to incriminate himself but did seem suspicious about the calls. He repeatedly asked the girl who she was with. The girl responded she was with her boyfriend. In a later call, a woman called the girl and said she was the sister of the girl's boyfriend. The woman first asked to speak with her brother, and then she asked the girl if she was with police officers. The girl, who was calling from the McDonald's in the Tavernier Town Shopping Center, is heard on a subsequent call with Atkins accusing him of having a woman call posing as her boyfriend's sister. "You just had a girl call my boyfriend's phone and pretend to be his sister," the girl said. The girl told Atkins the woman sounded like Simon, her alleged pimp at the Motel 6. "You know what's funny about this? She sounded a lot like Sandra," the girl told Atkins. Atkins replied, "You trying to trip me up with some expletive?" He then told her to meet him at the Winn-Dixie, which is also in Tavernier Town. Task force members, led by City of Miami Commander Jose Alfonso, met Atkins outside the supermarket and asked him to come to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office on Plantation Key to be interviewed. Atkins agreed to go. Alfonso said Wednesday that Atkins was read his Miranda rights before being questioned. During Wednesday's trial, Assistant U.S. Attorneys Alina Rubin Smith and Seth Schlesinger played for jurors a videotape of the September 9, 2014 interview, where Atkins denied throughout he drove the girls to the Motel 6. He also initially denied seeing the girls at the motel. Atkins' story changed near the end of the 2-hour interview, when he said he was at the motel and saw the girls there some time after they ran away from the shelter on August 15, 2014. Atkins also said he saw the girls earlier in Homestead before he arrived at the motel. "I was there and the black boys at the pool said they were with 2 white girls," he said. Atkins said he put 2 and 2 together that the white girls were the shelter runaways. He said he went to the Motel 6 to visit Simon, who he said was a family friend, and to go to a nearby strip club. He didn't say how the girls ended up with Simon. Asked by FBI agent Amanda Detterline why he, as a staffer and mentor at the shelter, didn't call the police when he saw the girls in Homestead, Atkins said he had reported shelter runaways several times before during his 3-year stint there, and nothing was done. "I've done it before," he said. "If the police don't care, why should I care?" Prosecutors say Atkins didn't just see the girls in Homestead. The government says he took them to a house in the city to be tested by having sex with multiple men before delivering them to Simon. Simon, 24, who was on probation on human trafficking charges when she and Atkins were arrested last year, has already pleaded guilty to federal sex trafficking and conspiracy to commit trafficking charges. She is cooperating with the government's case against Atkins. Alfonso also asked during the interview if Atkins bought Simon the cell phone that she used to take photos of the girls that were posted on a website used often by pimps to advertise prostitutes. Atkins denied at first he bought the phone. But later in the interview, Atkins said he did buy the phone and he gave it to Simon. Why others not arrested? The most puzzling aspect of this case is what happened to the girls after they parted ways with Simon on August 20 following some sort of falling out. They left for Sarasota County with a couple, Robert Munoz, 26, also known as 8-Ball, and Claudia Gomez, 23, a stripper from Homestead. Their time with Gomez and Munoz ended the night of August 24, 2015, after the couple got into a road rage incident and crashed their car into a car driven by a woman who they accused of cutting them off. The girls got out of the car and ran to a Walgreens drugstore because we didn't want to be prostitutes anymore. "We were done," the younger girl testified last week. For the road rage crash, Gomez initially faced 2 counts each of aggravated battery and child abuse, 1 count of driving with a suspended license and a charge of driving under the influence. Only the latter 2 charges stuck. Munoz was arrested on 2 felony counts of aggravated battery and 2 child abuse counts. All 4 counts were dismissed September 26, 2014, in Sarasota County. But while the girls were with the couple, Munoz was also involved in what Atkins attorney Alex Michaels describes as an armed robbery and attempted murder in Little Havana. For reasons that are not clear, Munoz was never arrested or charged in that incident, even though task force members know a man was seriously wounded by gunfire and robbed. The younger of the 2 girls was with Munoz that night, sometime between August 20th and August 24, 2014. According to Alfonso, Munoz and another man took her to what she thought was going to be a prostitution date. But on the way to the house, Munoz told the girl that she was to wait outside and look out for police and look for drugs, according to testimony given Wednesday by Alfonso. But while Munoz and his unnamed partner were at the house, the man who lived there was shot in the stomach. "I heard a shot. I saw the man fall to the ground, and 8-Ball and his friend told me to get into the car, and I did," the girl said during October 21 testimony. Michaels told Alfonso he was incredulous that there seems to have never been any serious attempt to prosecute or arrest Munoz and Gomez. "We play games with people's lives," Michaels said, referencing Atkins and Simon's respective arrests and indictments, while Gomez and Munoz remain free. He asked Alfonso if there is any plan to arrest the couple. "At this point, no," Alfonso responded. Michaels then pointed to Reuben Smith, Schlesinger, and Detterline, who were all sitting at the same courtroom table, and said to Alfonso, "These 3 people represent the mighty government of the United States of America, and you don't talk to them to arrest these 2 scumbags." At press time, the trial was scheduled for a half-day Thursday, after the reporter's deadline, and a full day on Friday. We will update the story after Friday's trial.